Okay, everybody, today you're going to be working on a new unit on Middle Ages Japan, and we're going to start with some different cultural aspects of Japan. And if you don't remember, culture is basically just the way people live their lives. It could be food, clothing, architecture, art, entertainment, language, religion, all that stuff is part of our cultures. So different aspects of Japanese culture in the Middle Ages. There's 10 different topics, and you'll see on this PDF that's attached to the assignment, there's the rise of the samurai, samurai code, the ninja, sumo wrestling, martial arts like jujitsu and karate, Shintoism and Buddhism. Those are religions. There's 2 pages for that one. Second one's mostly just pictures. Music and theater, art, food, architecture. So those are the 10 different topics. We're giving you some specific ones to actually look at, but feel free to obviously read about other ones you're interested in. Each day you'll get kind of a different one. Today you're kind of watching this video, and then we want you to try. I'm going to show you how to do it using the Rise of the Samurai as an example. And then the first one we want you to do is the ninja. So that'll be Monday will be the ninja, 27th of April. And then Tuesday we're going to ask you to do the samurai code and some questions to go along with that one. Wednesday we're looking at music and theater specifically down here. And then Thursday, we're going to have you look at the religions one. And then, like I said, you can read any of them, and then we'll have a little assignment at the end to kind of reflect back on some of this work. So this is the PDF where you just get the reading, and then you'll also have a slideshow. I have all the slides right now, but you'll probably just have one at a time. So we'll assign you the slideshow. Each slide will have a series of questions. Some of them have 4, some of them have 5, some of them have maybe 10. So it just depends on the topic. So we're going to do Rise of the Samurai together right now, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. And then you'll go on, like I said, to try the ninja one today. So I always like to read the questions beforehand and then just kind of go back and read. And if I find answers, I go back and fill them in. So the Rise of the Samurai questions are to describe the role the samurai played in medieval Japan. What weapons would be common for a samurai to use? How would a ronin be different from a typical samurai? What are the names of the 2 codes the samurai lived by? And off on this side, it just says to insert an image of something you learned in this station. So just keep that all in mind as we go through and read. So the Rise of the Samurai. Like most medieval societies, war played a crucial part in medieval Japan. Also, like most medieval societies, control over land and resources fell to families who held supreme power. In Japan, these families were referred to as clans, and since only 20% of Japan's land was suitable for farming in medieval times, these clans frequently fought over who would control it. The scarcity in usable land led to the rise of the samurai. The samurai were expert fighters and were hired by the ruling clan to guard and protect the valuable land. So there's really the first answer. What's the role the samurai played? They are expert fighters hired to guard and protect the land. So that would be it. So I'd go back here. You should be able to just double click in there. They are expert fighters. That's what hired, right? Hired. That are hired by the ruling clan to protect the land. Simple as that. Okay, let's go back. The most common practice resulted in the clan leader, the chief, dividing his territory into several regions. He would place a leader in charge of each region. Each regional leader was called a daimyo. These daimyos would then seek out the samurai to protect their individual territory. The samurai were extremely loyal to their daimyo and in exchange received power over their territory, high status, and a small piece of the land that they vowed to protect. Many samurai were relatives of the ruling clan. However, others honed their skills and traveled throughout Japan seeking work. All samurai were considered to be experts with their weapons, the sword and the bow and arrow. So there's the next question, which asks which weapons would be common. I'll just write sword and bow and arrow. Boom. They were also expected to be experts at using these weapons while fighting from horseback. By the 15th century, some samurai began carrying guns into battle as well. Armed with this skill set and the loyalty to their daimyo, the samurai sought to create a trained army to help fight a war if an invasion were to take place. These farmers, many of whom were prevented from having weapons of their own due to fear of uprisings, often formed the basis of this force. And then the bottom part just has this little diagram here. The samurai followed a strict set of rules that governed their conduct and their behavior. This was known as the samurai code, which is our next question. Oh no, it's not. Down here is the code one. This is a Ronin question. So what are the names of the two codes the samurai lived by is what we'll get here. The samurai code was based on two teachings, Bushido and the way of horse and bow. So that's going to be that last question. Bushido and the way of horse and bow. Which leaves this Ronin question as the last thing. And you'll read more about the samurai code on the next one, which you'll do, I think, on Tuesday. So this little blue circle has the other part. So don't forget all these little, text features over here. Ronin is a term used to describe a samurai who no longer had a lord, either through his lord's downfall or through the loss of his lord's favor. Meaning the daimyo really is who they're talking about. Either stopped respecting the samurai or maybe was killed or just overtaken. So they were very loyal to their daimyos, and you'll read about the samurai's code, but the samurais are pretty intensely loyal to their daimyos, and if they disappoint their daimyos, they do some pretty severe consequences for themselves, which you'll read about down here with the Bushido code. So a Ronin is what the question's about. How would a Ronin be different from a typical samurai? And it just said that a Ronin is a samurai who no longer has a lord, no longer has a daimyo. So a Ronin no longer has a lord, and I'm going to put daimyo. I think I spelled that right. D-A-I-M-Y-O. D-A-I-M-Y-O. For that one. So that's it. Those four are done. And all I need to do is pick a picture of something that I learned. And before this, I looked up samurai sword and bow and arrow. So I would just choose a picture like that. So here's what I had found. Most of the time you can just click it, drag it, bring it over here and drop it. And then I realized that didn't work. See, unable to create some images. If that doesn't work, you can always go here. You can kind of right click it, copy image, boom. Go back here, right click, paste. There it is, nice and big. I would resize it so that it is smaller, put it in this box, call it a day, submit it. Back to Canvas, hit the submit button, I'm done. So that's it. These should be fairly quick. Again, most of them are just one page. The only exception is the religions one. But really, like I said, the second page is mostly just these pictures with a couple captions. So you'll do kind of one of those each day. Feel free to obviously email any of us with questions you have about it. Join our check-ins. Look at the check-in schedule and join our check-ins if you have any other specific questions. And feel free to read more than just what we assign. There's a lot of interesting cultural stuff coming out of Japan. So hopefully that helps. You will now be working on the ninja one, which is right here, which should be queued up for you on Google. No, not Google Classroom. Canvas is what we use. So Check your canvas, folks. Have a good day. Miss you all. Enjoy Japan.